Come on in, get it in. Here we are once again. What's good? What's good? What's good? YouTube, what's good? Raider Nation. We are live once again. Got to give the Raider Twuan Brown Cracker salute to the congregation. You know what I'm saying? There is no congregation. All right, there is no Raider Twuan without the congregation, and there's no congregation without the Raider Nation. All right. You know what I'm saying? Give them that brown cracker some time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. Hit that like button. Double tap the screen. Okay? That's how you do it. Don't be mean. Double tap the screen. All right? And, well, it's late, so you guys probably already did it already. Go ahead and subscribe. All right? I used to say quit playing with yourself, but, some of y'all jumped on it early. But quit playing with yourself. Go ahead and subscribe. Don't be mean and double tap the screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into the press conference of Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, and Ashton Jeanty. Okay, we're gonna get into that tonight, and we're gonna listen to it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna dive down into it. We're gonna read in between the lines, and we're gonna hear some Raider gospel on what is being said. Because, they go up there, they say they things, and sometimes they don't say, what they really want to say. But you kind of know what they saying. So we're going to break down some of that for y'all tonight. I know, the Raiders have not been winning games lately, and dang, it sucks. But, you know, you gotta look at these press conferences. To be honest with you, I've dug and got so much gold out of these press conferences, things that maybe you're seeing on the field and now is verified. You know what I'm saying? In the press conferences. So we're gonna listen to Pete Carroll as much as honestly, I really. When the Raiders are losing, it's kind of hard to listen to these press conferences. But again, um, you miss a whole lot of information by not listening to these press conferences. So we're going to get in. But before we get that, shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys don't be mean and double tap that screen. All right. Double tap the screen and subscribe. Okay. We are very close to our goal. You know what I'm saying? Here on the channel. So definitely go ahead and double tap the screen and subscribe. What's up? What's up? Appreciate you subbing. I'm gonna get into the press conference. You guys gonna go ahead and take a listen to it. I'm gonna start and stop it a few times because I gotta, what I'm saying, I gotta give you that Raider gospel. All right, so be ready for that. But here we go with Pete Carroll.
Yeah, you're probably asking about some of our guys here that are coming back. Eric Stokes going to be practicing today, which we're fired up about. Michael Mayer will be out there today to get him back. Brock is we're still kind of day to day as we're going along this one, trying to make sure that he's ready to come back and stay back. Who else we got here? AJ. AJ's not going to kick today, but he's planning on kicking on Friday, and we'll see how that goes. So we'll report back on that.
Michael's back. Is he cleared fully from protocol?
Yes, absolutely clear. It took a long time. It was a long haul for Mike, but he's back and ready to go.
Can you tell us a little bit about how hard it was to fill in for him on special teams when he's gone? I guess what does it mean to have him back?
It's crucially important for us, particularly because he's in such a critical position that he plays. And he's really good at it, and we need him. So,
what kind of challenges is Simmons going to be for this offensive line?
He's really good. He's really powerful. He's quick. He's got playmaking ability about him that separates him from the crowd. That's why we all know about him. That's why you asked about him first. He's a terrific player. So there's a number of things that we have to do to keep him from being a big factor in the game.
Obviously, that's a team that went into last week without a win, and they found a way to win. It was kind of a fluky, weird game, but they found a way to win. I guess, can the team kind of learn how to win from that and kind of build off that, do you think?
It does nothing but help. It does nothing but help. It was a fantastic comeback for them. It looked like they were dead and gone, and the big run that they had could have really kind of iced the score, but they just kept battling and hanging in there, and they really made a bunch of plays to make it happen. They earned every bit of it, and but that's... To make a great comeback, you got to be way behind, and they did it. So I think that probably added a great deal to them.
What type of challenges do you see their quarterback Cam Moore presenting with his abilities?
Yeah, he's a very unique player. He's got a unique stop.
Yeah, they're talking about the Titans, but go ahead and double tap the screen. Go ahead and double tap the screen while you're at it. Shout out to all the many people that are here in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I see you guys. Elisa's in here. Joshua's in here. William's in here. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole bunch of people. I haven't got. I'm trying to catch up to the chat. Okay, we got a Broncos maniac in here. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, don't be mean, and double tap the screen.
How about him? Very athletic. Very confident. He throws tough throws, and he makes tough throws. He'll surprise you with his ability to find receivers and kind of in almost predicaments, but he finds a way to make things happen. I thought his finish in the game and the big throws that he made to get them back in there, there's 3 huge plays there, and they're all just gorgeous throws. So he's got all of the potential and the ability and all of that, and he can move around. He's got a scramble threat to him, of course, but he does really look for his receivers. So he's scrambling to throw, it seems, but he poses the same kind of problem we saw in Chicago.
There's some inconsistency with the pass rush this year, especially getting home on sacks. What can you do to try to get?
Well, just because they throw it doesn't mean that we had a great chance to rush, because we saw last week a bunch of really quick rhythm stuff, and we needed to cover it better and give the rush a chance. So I think it's different than what it just looks like from the outside in that regard. We have to, that's something we have to do a better job of, for sure. So we have to work together, and that's kind of always been the case.
I know Stone's a veteran, but can you give us your thoughts, on his first start there, how you thought?
I thought he did a terrific job, really. He played really strong in the run game. He was really accurate with his calls and his fists in the run game. He protected very well. He got in trouble the last play, I think, of the game, but on a pass. But other than that, he played an excellent football game, and we're really proud. Couldn't wait to recognize him in front of the team. That he came through in a situation where you're following a great player in our program, and expectations are still high, and he lived up to them.
When you mentioned covering it better, is that linebackers, cornerbacks?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. It's not quite that easy. We have to mix our calls. We'll take first responsibility to mix our calls so that we can try to get them out of rhythm. They stayed with a real short concept in their passing game, and we're able to to really execute really well. And so that there's things we have to do.
What has to be done to get Geno more comfortable and seem like a real offensively?
Yeah, we got to run the football better. More, and we're going to continue to work at it and see if we can't, continue to bring it to life. The running game has looked well in order right now. We needed to get more of them. That's part of it. That's just mixing football. That's how you do it. We don't want to ever rely on the quarterback has to do the whole show and sit in a shotgun and throw the football. Never coach that way. And so we have to mix our stuff so that we can use our play action game and make sure that we're perimeter the game, with all the ways that you can, which we have. And I was pleased with how we saw Ashton come to life on the edge. He made some nice plays and just stretched the defense and put some threat in them with that. And then we got to make sure that we're calling all the best stuff in the situations. He's not calling the plays. We got to call him, and we got to make sure and get him in the right spots and give him the best chance to stay out of harm's way. And part of that is really controlling the game with what we do up front in a run game.
I think Jack got a lot more snaps this past game. What do you think he brings to the offense in a larger role going forward?
He's a really competitive kid, and you saw him catch the ball and break tackles and make first downs a couple times. and it shows up in his blocking as well. He's an aggressive football player, and he fits the style that we like playing with. And so hopefully Jack will continue to have a bigger part in it. He's playing, and he's out there, so it's really likely that Jack will make his plays. Really have a lot of confidence in him in that regard.
With AJ not punting until Friday, is the plan to bring somebody in just in case? And what do you do with the holder position if he's not available?
Yeah, well, first off, Brad Robbins is in today with us. He's a punter that will punt for us during the week, and we'll see how AJ does. And then we're working on that with our backup guys.
So you guys brought in a linebacker that you're familiar with, a lot of special team.
Now this is where Pete Carroll's starting to talk about the linebackers, right? So go ahead and double tap the screen. You know what I'm saying? I see you guys got it in here chopping it up. We got Broncos fans and a lot of other fans. Hey, if you're not a fan of the Raiders, you can still subscribe and join this channel. I talk about all NFL. So, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm a Raider fan, but if you ask me a question about your team, I can give you what I think from the outside of what I think about your team, because I don't only just study the Raiders. I study every team in the NFL. So definitely subscribe and don't be mean. Double tap the screen, and we're back with Pete Carroll.
In his past, is that something that you?
Yeah, Johnny Radigan's a really good football player, and he's always been a guy in the middle of your teams that's been effective and tough and aggressive and all of that. You know, West Point grad and all that. He's the real deal, and we've loved him when we had him. So we had a chance to pick him, off somebody else's team. We did it, and so also Jamin Davis came in today, and I'm excited to see him. He has been out for a while. But he's got a lot of history in the plays that he's made. I see a lot of potential in him, and I'm anxious to see what we can do with that.
Yeah, but you said week to week on Brock the other day, day to day. Is that just?
That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm waiting for tomorrow. Okay, I'm okay.
Joe, give me a minute.
Walk through stuff, and he'll be in the game plan, knowing what's going on. So if he gets a chance to play, then he'll be ready to go as best we can in that regard. So, but. I'm a little more optimistic than other people, and so I'm going day to day. Makes me feel better.
All set?
Thanks, Coach.
All right. That was Pete Carroll talking about the new linebackers. We have a question in the chat. You know what I'm saying, Josh? Hey, Josh, make sure you double tap the screen. Go ahead and hit the like. I'm about to answer both of your questions. All right. And if you want, go ahead and subscribe, because again, this is what I'm here for. You asked, is the Chiefs going to beat the Lions? No. I think the Chiefs are. So I think every team has a window. Everybody has a Super Bowl window, right? After the team has established that they are a Super Bowl caliber team, there's a certain window that you can kind of keep that team together. Either salaries break it up, or players just get old, like Kelsey, right? Kelsey's not the Kelsey that we used to know, right? The real dominant Kelsey, right? Kelsey is a lot of people are still picking him up on fantasy football, thinking that he's going to be the Kelsey of old, and he's not. He's not that anymore. So you have those types of situations, and I think the Lions are a better team. Now, I will say, historically, in regards to the Chiefs, they usually don't play well in the beginning of the season, but then there's a certain part of the season where they go on this crazy run, and that's what usually leads them into the, into the postseason. But if you ask me now against the Lions, I don't think so. I really don't think so. You said, are we ready? And then you asked again, are y'all ready for the Titans? Hey, we're going to be as ready as we can be. It's really going to be an indicator on what team is actually right now currently the worst in the NFL. I was saying it jokingly, but it is really a fact that, this upcoming Sunday, Raiders versus Titans is going to be not the Super Bowl, but it's going to be the toilet bowl. You know what I'm saying? If you play fantasy, you know what I'm talking about when in regards to the toilet bowl. So we will be playing for the toilet bowl. You know, because again, the Titans, they have a bad record. We have a bad record. Um, and I still, you know, as much as I'm a Raider fan, I think um, he said like the biggest loser. Hey, that there goes another one, right? Um, yeah, I think talent wise, I think the Raiders are still a better team, but it's just that they, for some reason, they can't, you know, put it together.
Afternoon.
That is true. Rice is coming back. We're gonna get into Geno Smith's press conference. Thanks for your questions. Keep putting your questions in there. I'll be, you know, pausing every once in a while to answer those. You know, please just do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button. Back with Geno.
Everything's been a process. I was wondering what's been that process like trying to get acclimated to Chip Kelly's offense so far during the regular season.
By the way, Joe, that's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. You guys give me your questions. You guys, you know, ask me, and I give you what I think. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here for that. That's what I like. So appreciate you for you know, submitting the question you know, to the chat. So yeah, back with Geno.
It's just a learning experience. You know, every game's going to be different. You got to keep going. You got to keep learning from all the experiences, and it's been good. It's been real good.
Is it an offense that's majorly different than what you've done in the past, or?
No, not at all.
You know, Jack got a lot more snaps this last week. What do you think of how he did, and what do you think he brings to the offense going forward?
Yeah, I thought he made some plays. I thought he had some tough catches in there. I thought he did a good job at competing. I thought he did a good job at learning as the game went along. And I think as he continues to play and as he, you know, continues to grow, I think he'll continue to get better. I think he's a really good player, you know, a really good young player, and he's just, you know, growing into what he's going to become.
Have you felt your guys, you know, rally around you even despite the early struggles and just have your back in general?
Shoot, man, ask them. You know what's going on around here. Come on now.
Now, you gonna if y'all was listening to that, there goes a clue. Let me see if I can bring it back. You know what I'm saying? Bring it back. Listen.
Be different. You got to keep going. You got to keep learning from all the experiences, and it's been good. It's been real good.
Is it an offense that's majorly different than what you've done in the past, or?
No, not at all.
There goes one.
You know, Jack got a lot more snaps this last week. What do you think of how he did, and what do you think he brings to the offense going forward?
Yeah, I thought he made some plays. I thought he had some tough catches in there. I thought he did a good job at competing. I thought he did a good job at learning as the game went along. And I think as he continues to play and as he, you know, continues to grow, I think he'll continue to get better. I think he's a really good player, you know, a really good young player, and he's just, you know, growing into what he's going to become.
Have you felt your guys, you know, rally around you even despite the early struggles and just have your back in general?
Shoot, man, ask them. Man, you know what's going on around here. Come on now.
Hey, exactly. Hey, Joe, you right on it. He said, you know what it is around here. Okay? There's been issues with Geno Smith and his play. Okay? There's also been reports out there that have said that some of these players have got into verbal arguments with players, and not just only players, but coaches. Okay? Okay? So there's some issues in the locker room. Okay? So because there's issues in the locker room, if you guys have been around, you know what I'm saying, football enough, when there's an issue in the locker room, it's most likely that they're pissed off about somebody that's not playing, you know, up to their standard, or, you know what I'm saying, they're like, hey, I'm out here busting my butt, and so over here is stinking it up, right? So there's a lot of issues there in the locker room. So that question that was asked, I wish I could I wish I could really go back to, keep repeating it so you guys can hear it. But he said, like, he's asking Geno, like, hey, do you think do you think the team has turned on you? And he was like, don't ask me, ask them. You know what it, and when he said, you know what it is, obviously Geno knows that these reporters have been around to see what actually has been going on. So they know what's going on. But again, that reporter is doing his job because he's asking questions as if he did not know, because guess who doesn't know? The fan. So to bring out that question like, hey, I know the answer, but are you going to tell the fans that ain't in the locker room or that ain't in this building what's going on? That's where that is. So we'll see how this specific phrase with Geno Smith plays out for the rest of the season. Let's go back with Geno. Let me see. Michelangelo said Geno's a bum. Hey, he's playing like it. Hey, Andrew Cortez said Mostert and Jeanty together need to change change pace of action. I like both of those running backs. Our O-line has to get it together for those guys to fully produce. We've seen flashes here and there with those guys, and for me personally, and this is what I call my Raider gospel. My Raider gospel is, if we can fix this O-line, then I think Geno's going to play better. I think these running backs are actually going to get way better. But it really starts up front with our O-line, and our O-line is getting pushed back by anybody and everybody currently in this league. Make sure you guys double tap the screen, hit that like button, and subscribe to this channel. You know what I'm saying? I don't think too many channels are coming out here giving you that Raider gospel. You know what I'm saying? So definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, if you are not a Raiders fan, this is also the place for you. You know what I'm saying? You can come on over, and if you got a question about your team, you know what I'm saying, let it be known, like, hey, I'm a Steelers fan. What you think about da-da-da-da-da? And I will answer those questions, because I don't just follow the Raiders. I follow the NFL. All right.
Consistently to kind of make it a little easier for you in the offense as a whole. Just in that regard, what have you seen from Ashton week in, week out in terms of his growth?
Same player, man. He's a hell of a player. He's a great player, great back. And again, when we get him in space, man, you can see what he can do with the ball. I think that's evident on tape. And he punishes guys in the open field. Really smart young player, really mature guy as well. And he's got a lot of great intangibles about him. But I mean, he's explosive with that ball in his hand. So we got to get him the ball, get him in the open field, get him in space, and then he'll make things happen.
Geno said it right there with Ashton Jeanty. We were just talking about it, right? Over here on this channel, I've named him Jeanty the Baptist. You know what I'm saying? Jeanty the Baptist. The reason why he's Jeanty the Baptist is because he has been proven to baptize people on the field. You know what I'm saying? Giving that good old stiff arm, having them, you know what I'm saying, looking like they lost their whole life. You know what I'm saying? So, when someone gets baptized, they take a dip, you know what I'm saying? And that's what Ashton Jeanty does on the field. So definitely he is a piece for us for now and also for the future.
Okay, so rookies, how do you two communicate and to work on developing the rapport that you have on the field?
Repetition, and that's something that, is always going to be the father of learning. Continue to rep these things and, talking in the meeting room, talking in the classroom. I call them late night sometimes just to remind them that, hey, man, you're the guy, and we're counting on you. So Dante's doing a great job. He's learning, as we all are, and he's getting better from week to week. That's all you can ask from him. He's taking the right approach, and, it's gonna click, here soon. It's going to click, and I really believe that.
You're a guy that likes to watch film. You study, you're diligent on that. I'm curious, when you look at games 1 and 3, and then games 2, 3, and 4, have you noticed anything that you're like, okay, when I'm performing extremely well, this is different?
Same thing. I got the same process. If the ball tips up in the air and gets picked, 6 of the interceptions this year were tipped in the air. Johnny on the spot, defensive guy. Am I going to look at that and say, well, don't throw it to the guy who we're supposed to throw it to? I'm going to throw it to the guy I'm supposed to. And at times things happen. I know, again, man, people get caught up in results, and they want to look at statistics and try to place blame because that's just how life goes, right? When you're in the position I'm in, but I'm a lot smarter than that. I'm aware of the process, and I know exactly what I'm doing out there. Guys made plays on me, and I got to be smarter with the ball in those situations. But when I'm thrown to a wide open jack in the back of the end zone, and the ball's tipped up for interception. There's not much you can really say about that except they made a play and we didn't. So I never want to make excuses for anything. I don't believe in that. Things happen in this game. It's the big boy league. It's the NFL. It's not always going to be perfect. It's an imperfect game, and we got to find ways to win regardless of what happens.
In 2 days from now, it's National Mental Health Awareness Day, and you've been a vocal advocate for mental health. Can you just talk about why it's so important for not just you, but all NFL players to maintain a good sense of mental health? And what's the advice that you give to these younger players in the locker room that also deals with some of the same things you have?
Yeah, block out the outside noise. Don't get caught up in the ups and downs of social media and, people who aren't in our position. I've said many of times, my toughest days are someone else's dream. And a lot of people would trade to be in our shoes, even where we are right now. And mentally, you got to gain that perspective. You got to be a mature adult about your emotions. You got to find life outside of football as well. You never want to put all your eggs in one basket. I think a lot of guys struggle to transition after football because we devote so much time to this. But this is what we do, not exactly who we are. And so for everyone, who's dealing with mental health, I would advise them to seek counseling, try to find an outside source so that you can get it out. And whatever you're going through, you got to be able to push through it, man. But you also need someone to talk to. So find someone to talk to, and then do your best to, manage your emotions.
Back into that, who are some people that you've been able to lean on? I know you've gone through a lot, even in Seattle, going to this point to here. Who are some people you've leaned on and talked to?
Number one, I talk to God. I'm big on my faith. And I'm just, reading my Bible and, just always trying to, connect myself with the higher power. And then my mother, my father, brothers, sisters, my teammates. I mean, I have a great support group around me. And I think when you think about going through things, I don't think I went through anything. I've been in the NFL the whole time. So there's not much that I've gone through. The reality is all your perception. So whether or not you think it's something or you think it's nothing, it's just how you look at it.
Hey, Geno, on your perception, man, can you talk about how much the last few weeks have fueled and motivated you, and how do you continue to keep showing up and being a leader every day?
I'm not externally motivated. That's just not how I am. I'm motivated every single day. I'm looking forward to today's practice. I don't look too far ahead or too far behind. I'm staying where my feet are. Nothing outside of me can motivate me. And so that's just who I am. I want to motivate my teammates if I can. But, we all have a job to do, and we all got to make sure that we're focused and getting our job done.
That's all good? Cool. Thanks,
guys.
Hey, Geno is a pro. I seen a lot of your comments, Joe. But Geno is a pro, so he knows what to say and how to say things. You gotta really kind of read, read in between the lines in regards to Geno. I believe Geno should be our quarterback the whole season. Pickett's not the answer. If he was the answer, he would already be a starter for somebody's team. I do like Shedeur. I like Shedeur coming out the draft. I wanted us to draft Shedeur. If the Browns keep playing with him, I'll say it like that. If they keep playing with him, because what other quarterback do they have? Right? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they're going with Dylan Gabriel as a starter now. But who's behind him? Shadeur's the only one that's currently on the roster. The other quarterback that they have is Bailey Zappi, and he's on the practice squad. So they literally have to elevate him from the practice squad, put him on the roster, and then say, "Oh, you're going to be our backup instead of Shedeur." So if they play games like that, I know Shadeur's already fed up, but yeah, he might definitely need to Definitely need to get that together. Okay, cool, cool. Um, yeah, that's again, there's certain teams like the Browns. I hate to say it. There's just certain teams that the moves that they make, you already know that they are who they are. You guys make sure you guys double tap the screen, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and subscribe. We about to get into Ashton Jeanty, the last person on this uh presser here, and then you know what I'm saying. Based on the conversation and questions, I'll go and see what you guys got in the comment section. Some of you guys is wilding out, and that's why it's taking me a while to kind of, you know what I'm saying, deal with that. But all right, here we go.
Just gave some news that I think you're going to thrill you about wanting to run the football more. When you're a running back, isn't that just like preaching to the choir?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely fires you up. And, we got a great opportunity ahead, and, we got to continue to move forward and take advantage of our next opportunity.
As you watch the film, what are you most happy with in your game, what you're doing?
I think just being an all-around player. Even though getting the ball, being able to do things with the ball, but also when I don't have the ball, running great fakes, running great routes, and, being able to protect the quarterback in pass protection.
Is any part of you want the ball more in the red zone?
Nah, I mean, whenever I get the ball, I'm just want to make the most of my opportunities, whether it's red zone, whether we're backed up. It doesn't matter. And, my opportunities will come when they come.
Kind of along those lines, though, like how do you go respectively lobbying to the coaching staff to hey, stick with me, let's kind of get me going to help the offense out?
I don't even think it's more of something that I have to say. I think it's just through the work I put in practice, just showing my coaches that I'm consistent, and then come game time, like whenever they do give me the ball, I make plays and show them that I'm a reliable person each and every single week.
You had your longest reception on a wheel route. Just how'd that feel to get the passing game going for you down the field, not just out of the flat?
Definitely feels good, and I'm hoping to continue to build on that and keep showcasing my ability to catch the ball out the backfield.
Have you noticed holes close up a little bit faster in the NFL than maybe they did at college?
Yeah, most definitely. To me, that's like the biggest difference. You got to be able to process, make your read, put your foot in the ground, and make that cut, quickly. Because if you don't, then it's gone.
To that point, though, how do you balance it? You hear the saying "slow to fast through." Like, how does that play into realizing that those holes do close up faster in the NFL?
Yeah, I think when you get the ball, it's always about just reading the defense, reading what they're giving you. But once you see it, no hesitation, make your decision, and get north and south.
Ashton, you're a bruiser. You love to run over people. You almost play with a linebacker mentality, but it's looked a couple times this year like you're at times thinking about, I'm going to try to avoid some contact here. Is that just evolving and protecting your body?
No, I think it was just more of the situation of some situations quite frankly, you just got to run the guy over. Backer fills the gap, got to run him over, but, get out in space, making guys miss and, trying to, make a bigger play out of, what I've gotten.
It's very young in your career, but has there been any jersey swap requests or any jerseys that you've tried to get early in your career, so 5 games in?
Yeah, I mean, it's been Boise State guys mainly, Jeremy McNichols and Scott Matlock. So those have been cool. I'm sure there'll be, more along the way.
Thank you. Thanks, Ashton.
You know what I'm saying? Ashton Jeanty up there being an early pro, you know what I'm saying, of the Las Vegas Raiders. He has played, you know, as best as he can based on, our offensive line. But I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the player that I think that he'll eventually be in the league. I think, people knew him coming out the draft, but I think there's a whole lot more in the box for Ashton Jeanty. I really do. He's gonna be one of those guys in the league as soon as our offensive line gets it going. All right, hey, here at Raider Twuan, the channel, we do a bunch of things. We got videos. Monday. Well, on a typical Sunday, this is the schedule. If game day Sunday, I usually drop a video Monday highlighting somebody that's the player of the week. Okay. Then Tuesday, I normally have some type of short or a live that I do. Then on Wednesday, I do what you do on Wednesdays. And what you do on Wednesdays is when I pick a player that stunk it up and I just give them the business, you know what I'm saying, and tell them about themselves. My little rant, I'll say it like that, my little rant on somebody that stunk it up. So Geno he's been a recipient of the What You Do on Wednesday award for about 2 weeks straight. He's a repeat offender in the What You Do on Wednesday. So we'll see if he gets on it again this Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday. Thursday, I normally go live, whether it's a press conference or I do the 2 for 1 Nation podcast, and that's all on this channel. So if you hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell, you'll be notified when I go live, when I drop these videos, and I'll be at you. You know what I'm saying? At least 3-4 times a week, definitely, and a little bit on the weekends. So this is where you can get. You know what I'm saying? Hear about the Raiders. This is where you can hear about the NFL. If questions come up about the NFL, that's what I'm here for. I study film and I look at film, and you know what I'm saying? People get on, they ask me how many times do I watch, the game? Because primarily I follow the Raiders. Okay, so I watch the Raiders games the first time, and then I end up watching it about 2 or 3 other times. So there might be times where I've watched it 4 different times to pull out whatever I need to pull out, you know what I'm saying, on what player, okay, I looked at the running backs one time, focused on the running game. Let's see what the running game's doing. Next time I'm looking at the quarterback, you know what I'm saying? So I'm diving into all of that to give you guys the best possible information that I can give you. On a weekly basis. So all I ask that you guys do is the little things and the things that are free. You know what I'm saying? And that's subscribe and hit that like button. Okay? Love the comments and love the questions. If you got some, put them in. I do got some of my mods in here. Shout out to J-Dog in the building. Good to see you. And some of you guys is getting timed out because y'all is wilding out. And that's what my deacons are here for. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're here for. They ain't for play. They here for what you say. All right. Let me say that again. My deacons is not here for play. They here for what you say. So if you say something crazy, yeah, You gonna get timed out. You gonna get deleted. You know what I'm saying? However they feel at that moment. If you went a little too far, you know what I'm saying, it might be the first and last time you see this ugly face. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to the deacons out there putting in the work on a late night tip, you know what I'm saying? On a late night tip. But appreciate you guys. What else do I need to say? What else? Do I need to pay the bills now? Do I need Deacons, let me know if I need to pay the bills. Tell me if I need to pay the bills. Yeah, hey J Dog, Dart is looking good. I liked him coming out the draft. In the place that we were going to be in, I did not see him being a day one starter. I think what benefited Dart is that he sat, you know what I'm saying, during the off season. Excuse me. He sat during the off season. He sat through the training camps and OTAs, and saw how Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, you know what I'm saying, as pros that have been in the NFL, how they handled and conducted their business. And I think he adopted those things. And because he adopted those things, he's now got his opportunity, and you can tell that he is looking good. Now, I will say this. Yes, he looks good now, but the other thing that you have to wait for is when the NFL, the other teams in the NFL get get him down. You know what I'm saying? There's not that much tape out there, you know what I'm saying, on him, NFL wise, on how I can scheme to, limit his play, right? When you have a quarterback that you don't know, he's more liable to get away with a lot of the things that, that he does. But if you get tape on that guy, that defensive coordinator is going to be like, hey, when he does this with his nose, this is what he's saying. When he passes his head, this is what he's saying. And that's where things start to look a little different. Perfect example. Okay. Everybody remember Colin Kaepernick. Okay. Colin Kaepernick. There wasn't a lot of tape out there on him. And he was able to take the Niners to the Super Bowl. Right? But after they got tape on him, and after they figured out how to scheme against Colin Kaepernick, you notice how his play, his play changed. Pretty much, he didn't look as good as when he first started, and that's what happens when the NFL defenses finally adjust to a player. That's when you'll see what that guy's about. Now, there's certain situations where defenses are still trying to figure out who that person is, and then you realize, hey, you got you one. You know what I'm saying? People are still trying to figure out how to limit Lamar Jackson. People are still trying to figure out how to limit Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? All these top quarterbacks, it's a chess game trying to figure out how to stop those guys. And if you eventually get one of those guys, then of course you got your quarterback. But he looked good in his early career with Dart, definitely. Shout out to Tandy Nichols in here. Make sure you double tap the screen. Don't be mean. Double tap the screen, all right? And make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. We are very close to the 500 goal, so we need you to help us. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Go ahead and subscribe. Okay? Hey, J-Dog, you never lied. And I think, you know what I'm saying, I kind of had the volume down on that, you know what I'm saying, on the game, because I was trying to multitask. I was like kind of listening and watching into the game, and I was playing another game. But, yeah. And I think they were booing him at one point. So, that's that's what you get. With that, I think people are very People are falling in love with Dart over there in New York. The Bengals signed Flacco. Yeah, they did. Because obviously, what was dude's name? I had the guy's name in my head. Whoever the quarterback that they had, their backup quarterback, he wasn't it. Browning, thank you. I was like, I know who he is, like, because I talked about him on another podcast. Yeah, Browning. Browning wasn't it, and what was happening was that Jamar Chase and T. Higgins were getting frustrated. And because they're spending all that money on those guys, you definitely want to get a quarterback that can deliver them the ball. I'm not saying that Flacco is a complete, but he's the best vet. I think he's probably the best veteran out there, to handle, the situation until, Burrow comes back, because we know that's Burrow's team. What I think about the Crosby trade talks, hey, he can go to the highest bidder. And I know that's, some people may not like that, but that's, if a team is going to give us a boatload of stuff, he's been on the team. How many years? How many years has he got double-digit sacks? And he's supposed to be that guy. He's supposed to be him, but he ain't. I like Max. I like Max's effort. I like his style of play. But when you're looking at these top dollar pass rushers, they're getting doubled and tripled, and they're still getting double digits in sacks. So if you go and I don't, again, I'm on my cell phone right now. But if you go Google Max Crosby's career, Max Crosby's sack total, you'll see what I'm talking about. I think there's probably like maybe half of the years that he's played, he's hit double digits in sacks. So, and I'm saying, I say that I like Max. Don't get it twisted. I like Max, but there comes a time when you're paying someone, Myles Garrett money, T.J. Watt money, Michael Parsons money. Well, not Michael Parsons money. Michael Parsons money was crazy. But, that top dollar, and no matter what, you're still going to want that production. Goat James is in the building. Don't be mean. Go ahead and double tap that screen. All right? For sure. Now, shout out to Thor, my homie Thor. You know what I'm saying? My homie, my dude Thor from the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? From the yee. You feel me? That's one of Thor's saying. He's always saying for sure. If you ever run into Thor at the J Lot, you know what I'm saying, he's definitely gonna give you a yee, and if you talk to him long enough, he's gonna say for sure. The Tyree pick, honestly, there's a whole lot of picks that messed up the situation in regards to the Raiders. It's not just with Tyree. I think there's going to be a situation in regards to Tyree and Kuntz where the money that they may be expecting to get, they're not going to get from us. Because honestly, they're both role depth guys. They're not starters. They're not starters. So if they want to come back for the 3 and 5, they can stay alive. But not the money. Like Kuntz right now is getting 12. And right now I don't think he's worth it. If Max Crosby getting doubled and tripled, that means you're getting single coverage. You know what I'm saying? And you're not beating your one-on-one. And I need my starters to beat their one-on-ones. At least 80% of the time. And I'm being very nice on that. So, yeah, that 12, they gave him that as a prove it. That's why it was only a 1-year deal, but he's not even like, looking at it now, it's like, dude, you ain't even worked the 12. So what do you think when the season's over, we're gonna throw at you? Because what happens, you guys, and people don't realize this, when a contract is up, before that person leaves, they always give them a dollar amount. So they'll say, hey, Kuntz, and we thinking about giving you 6. But feel free, and this is here goes the phrase, feel free to go see if you can get that, get something better somewhere else. But this is what we will give you. And sometimes that happens. You know what I'm saying? I can't call it on top of my head, but there's been times where we've gave a player a dollar amount. They let that player go out for free agency. And that free agency didn't look too good for them. Whether it was the situation or the dollar amount. And then they end up coming back for that price that we, you know what I'm saying? And usually it's lower than, it's a low, I don't want to say low ball, but they'll give you, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, hey, we'll give you 5, give you 6, take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? The clock is ticking. We'll let you go. We'll let you go play with your friends, but the clock is ticking. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's going to be. Just picture this. Picture if we actually got a starting defensive end, opposite side of Max Crosby. Okay? Just name, I don't want to say name anybody, but just picture somebody. Okay? Just a starting defensive end, right? And you play, I say you play ball, right? You played ball with Kuntz. So now Kuntz is not on that 12. He's on that 5. And now Kuntz is your backup. How does your D-line look now? Same thing with Tyree. I would love Tyree to be that backup, but he can't be our starter. Same thing with Kuntz. I love Kuntz being a backup, but he can't be our starter. Got to be better. And that's where we are. I keep saying it's a broken record, you guys. If you guys have been hanging with me, you guys know what I'm about to say. This is where we are in the totality of our roster. We have a lot of guys that are starters for us, but in reality they're backups in the league. Who's our number one wide receiver? And what does everybody say about him? Isn't everybody saying Jacoby Myers is the number 2 wide receiver? But he's our number 1 wide receiver. Okay? Don't get me started on the O-line. Because we got one proven starter. And 2 possibles. And the possibles are JPJ and Delmar Glaze. DJ Glaze, or whatever you want to call him. Bring on the Glaze. But you got one good starter, and then you can say everybody else is more like a backup? Is Twuan right? So, and you can keep going down the line. You can keep going down the roster, and you're going to see the same thing. I would love them as backups, but are they really? I mean, but they can't be a starter. I love them as backups, but they can't be a starter. Especially if we're trying to get better. J-Dog, no. I think we gotta let Pete. We gotta give him his years. Because to be honest with you, this year he was not going to be able to turn this entire team around. We're not that good. And when I say we're not that good, I'm saying in the sense of we don't have the depth. And we're seeing it now. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. But I had a feeling that it was going to be. So my fingers crossed at this point is that we at least win 5 games. So I need 4 more wins at least. Because I don't think this offense is going to go until that offensive line gets fixed. And when I say fix, some of these people need to be backups and not starters. And that's a fact. That's my Raider gospel. Till that happens, I'm not even worried about the defense because our defense has always been bend, you know what I'm saying? The bend don't break. But and they have been. They've been bend don't break thus far. But you can't have a bend don't break defense and have an offense that's broken. So somebody clip that. You know what I'm saying? That's a good short right there. Okay? We got a bend don't break defense. And they're doing the best they can. But it doesn't work when the offense is broken. A bend don't break defense works when an offense can hold its weight. Okay? A bend don't break defense is literally when you have a defense that says, hey, I'm going to let you march all the way up the field, but you're not scoring 7, you're scoring 3. And because you're scoring 3, my offense is going to come back out here and score 7. And who's winning? If the defense does that enough, if the defense just allows a team to score 3, let's just say they let them score 3 every drive, but the offense is scoring touchdowns, our offense is scoring touchdowns, who wins the game? Right. So with that being said, our defense is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Can they get better? Of course, yes, absolutely. Right? But they're keeping us as best as they can in these games. But again, you got to bend don't break defense with an offense that's broken. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Double tap the screen, why don't you? All right, and subscribe. I'm about to get off in a few. I'm gonna look at some of these comments, and then I'm gonna get off. Because again, it is late, and I know it's late, but yeah. Appreciate you guys coming in. You guys got your questions in here. Cool. Shout out to Troy Brown in the building. Good to see you. Make sure you double tap that screen and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, he's on. He's trending towards starting. Mayer is trending towards starting, and we're definitely going to need him. If we don't have Bowers, we can get by. We can get by with Mayer. Okay, Mayer is still talented. Mayer is he's not on Brock Bowers level, but he's still a solid tight end for us. So and that gives Geno another option, pass option, blocking and passing. So excited about that. Stay tuned. Most likely I'll come back to you guys tomorrow. I'm still looking for a guest. I'm still looking for the right guest. I'm thinking about bringing the game plan back. Okay, because some of you guys said that you guys voted on it in the post that you guys wanted the game plan. So this time I'm going to do the game plan, but I'm going to have a guest with me on the game plan. And it might not be every week. Okay? It's going to be based on my schedule and based on if I can get a special guest. Okay? So, I'll be back tomorrow. whether it's just me or actually get a guest. But I'm really leaning towards bringing out the game plan. And the game plan is when we talk about the upcoming game, obviously, is the next game for us. Is the Titans. So I'm going to talk about the players to look out for. I'm going to talk about what we need to do in order to have the best chance to win the game. I'll say it like that. Yeah. Hey, here at Raider Twuan, we are advocates for being an organ donor, okay? So definitely be an organ donor. That is down in the description of all my videos and all my lives, okay? Make sure you hit that like button, okay? Hit it. Double tap the screen. Don't be mean. Double tap the screen. And subscribe, okay? I close out all my videos like this and all my lives as I get it closer to this ugly / beautiful face. You know what I'm saying? Beauty is an eye of the beholder. So however you holding it, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm wilding. That's why I need to get off this live. You're a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else. And let's go! Raiders.